Yo, this is gonna be a rant. This is gonna be a rambling about certain video games and stuff, like video games and their endings and all that stuff. So this is gonna be a rant. It's gonna be a rambling. But first off, I'm gonna start with this cartoon called the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it was this short series called Ronin, I believe, starring Michelangelo. Now, in the beginning of the series, Michelangelo was considered the goofball, was considered the so-called lazy turtle out of all of them. Out of all the four Ninja Turtles, Michelangelo was considered the laziest one. He was considered a goofball. But here's something what Master Splinter said. Out of all the weapons, he gave Michelangelo the nunchaku. And he believed that not only Michelangelo had the ability to master the nunchaku in his own way, he believed that if Michelangelo would put more focus into his training, basically he said if he would have put more focus in his training, he'd become very powerful. And Master Splinter also believed that Michelangelo, out of all the turtles, he believed that Michelangelo had the most potential, but he doesn't use it. Well, in this short series called Ronin, it takes place years later after the original Ninja Turtle series. It shows the growth of Michelangelo, but at the cost during that series, it shows the breakdown of how every turtle died in that series. And when his brothers died in that series, it made him more focused. It made him more, more serious about his mission and his training. And in the series Ronin, it basically shows his progression. It basically showed of what he'd been through, and it basically showed how he used his potential in good use. And throughout the years, I realized that Master Splinter was right about Michelangelo. Out of all the turtles, he had the most potential. And out of all the turtles, in my honest opinion, Michelangelo was the strongest one. Ain't that a bitch? You know, you think that in the beginning this person is a low level, this person might not be strong, but as the years go by, if that person, puts in the hard work into himself and in his training or whatever, you begin to realize that that person was the strongest one. Was the strongest one after all. It kind of reminds me of Goku when he was born. They said that when he was born, he had a very low power level, but throughout the years and throughout his training, he became like the most notable Saiyan in their universe. You know what I'm saying? It bees like that, and what I've learned with these comic books and these movies and with these comic books and these cartoon shows, it taught me an important lesson. And the lesson was, never judge a book by its cover, or better yet, never underestimate a person. Never underestimate a person and his or her abilities, because you never know. You never know, that person might exceed all of your expectations, or better yet, you never know, you might need that person in the future. See, that's why I never underestimate nobody. I never underestimated my opponent. I don't give a damn if it was a female. I never underestimated her, because you never know what that person has the ability to do. And here's another character I want to talk about too, but it's a different subject. The Mortal Kombat series is this character named Rain. Now, Rain, he was born out of an illicit affair from, I think the king name is King Argus. His father is actually King Argus, and the woman that King Argus was dealing with, she was a commoner. But all the while, King Argus was married to Delia at the time, so he had to hid his illicit affair out the public. and he told lies by saying that, oh, wait, that Rain was a stillborn and all the other stuff, created so many nasty lies to the point that his side chick, or should I say his side baby mama, was grieving. She was so full of grief to the point that she died of a broken heart. Rain's mama. Rain's mother died of a broken heart because of what August did to her. And then Rain became an orphan, and he was raised by assassins or something like that. And he was so full of vengeance and so full of anger and all that stuff throughout the years, until he finally realized the truth about his origins, about August and Delia and his half brothers Taven and Dagon. That's when, at the end of his story, of this, once you play the video game and once you see the ending of his story, you begin to understand why he took his vengeance out on his father August and also his two brothers Taven and Dagon. People, a lot of fans were saying that, Red Rain should have used the hourglass in that series. Should have used the hourglass to save his mother or something like that. I mean, he could have done that, but but here's the thing, man. I'm not trying. Listen, I'm not trying to defend Rain, but you have to understand where he's coming from. Of course, he could have saved his mother from the grief, but once you realize the truth, once you realize the ultimate truth of why things happened to him, it became a newfound hurt. So by him not saving his mother per se, he realized that, I gotta put this in so many words. By not saving his mother and by him living a life of vengeance and anger, he decided to take his wrath upon his father and also his half brothers, because that's all he knew. Coming up as as an orphan, that's all he knew was vengeance and anger or whatever and all that stuff. So basically, once he found out the ultimate truth about August and his affairs and all that shit, it became a newfound hurt. So that's why he did what he did. And in my honest, and to tell you the truth, in my honest truth, I understand why he did it. I really did. I understand why. Because if that's all you know, as far as vengeance, you're going to use that newfound hurt to hurt. You're going to use that newfound hurt against the people that caused the pain upon you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to use that hurt, that newfound hurt, on the people that caused you this pain from the get-go. So I get it. And to tell you the truth, man, throughout my years, I realized that when it comes to Rain, he's one of my favorite characters. He really is one of my favorite characters, man, because of tragedy, of tragic events. And you know what? Some of these tragic events that's in these video games could be based off of real life. You know what I'm saying? Like certain scenarios when it comes to these characters in these video games is based off of real life. And to tell you the truth, should we judge these people? In my honest opinion, no, I don't think we should. I mean, we're going to automatically judge them, but to say that, oh, he's this or she that, it's like we love to judge people, but we don't want to understand the circumstances of their actions and their decisions. Once, you know what I'm saying? Because people love to judge others, but they don't want to walk a mile in their shoes. You know what I'm saying? Once you walk a mile in those other people's shoes, you begin to understand why they do what they do. See, I realized that. See, this is after I realized it. After I realized all of this, when it came to Rain, I came up with a solution. And the moral of the story is, when it comes to Rain, I realized the moral of the story when it comes to Rain's situation is that every villain is a hero in their story. I'll say it again. Every villain is a hero of their story. You get what I'm saying? Because what Rain did, from his viewpoint, he did the right thing. But to everybody else, people may consider him as a villain. but they don't want to walk a mile in that person's shoes to truly understand why that person did what he or she did. And that's why I say that Rain is one of my favorite characters in the Mortal Kombat series because of his background, because of his, because of his tragic upbringing. I truly understand. But that's all I want to say about that, man. That's all I gotta say. This is my rambling. This is my rant. And if people don't like it, hey, don't sub. Say you don't have to listen. Just move on to the next motherfucking person because I don't give a damn. This is coming from the heart. And also, I was thinking about this from the back of my mind. So I finally got the chance to talk about this. But that's all I gotta say about that, man. That's all I gotta say. Thank you so much, and have a good day.